NASA engineer whose sexual assault case was dropped days before trial is now suing the city of Houston and the women who accused him. Eric Sims is his name. He claims Houston police falsely arrested him, and the women lied to get him prosecuted.
He's now seeking damages and a jury trial. KPRC2's Jae Won-jung broke the story this afternoon. She's at the federal courthouse after digging through the lawsuit.
The criminal case is behind him, but Eric Sims says the damage isn't. Now the former NASA engineer is asking a federal jury to decide what that cost him. 39-year-old Eric Sim, formerly accused of sexually assaulting several women, is now suing Houston police and the women who accused him. KPRC2 obtained a copy of the 57-page lawsuit filed in federal court on Wednesday, claiming police violated his rights and the women conspired and lied to get him prosecuted. Kimberly Lau is the attorney representing Sim.
This case represents an egregious miscarriage of justice.
Sim was arrested back in February 2024. Authorities said he used dating apps like Hinge, East Meets East, and OkCupid to meet women and pretend he wanted a serious relationship with them before sexually assaulting them. Former Harris County District Attorney Kim Ogg said at the time there could even be more victims overseas.
His predatory behavior with the victims in these cases.
His case was set to go to trial in February 2025, but just 2 days before trial, under the new DA Sean Tier, his charges were dropped. Prosecutors stating there wasn't enough evidence.
They were sitting on exonerating evidence of Mr. Sim from day one.
Sim's lawsuit claims detectives ignored contradictions in witness statements and failed to turn over evidence to prosecutors that could help clear him. He also claims the women created a group chat and conspired to get him prosecuted. Is he claiming all of those women lied to police?
So for those who actually went forward and filed complaints and provided these false statements, yes.
Now Sim wants relief for what he describes as damages to his reputation, future career prospects, and emotional distress. In a statement to KPRC2, Sim said in part, quote, "The last few years of my life have been scarred by a Justice Department that was meant to protect me, turned against me." In downtown Houston, Jae Won-jung, KPRC.
All right, folks, you watched the video. Bruce Lee was sending them females to the Clap Factory. Now, I made a video about this last year. It was called Money and Mayhem, if I'm not mistaken. And not all of, right? But most of these females is online. Pretty much all the females is online is always hollering about a 666 man. You gotta be 6 feet, 6 figures, and you gotta have a 6-pack. Now, this guy, he wasn't none of that, right? Only thing he had was money. And I'm gonna say this too. You know, he wasn't out of shape. He wasn't a fat bag. He's a decent looking guy, Asian guy. But despite of him not being 6 feet tall and him being a millionaire, he has that paper. He has the paper. So that's what I told you guys before. At the end of the day, the more money you have, the more females you can get. Now, every female ain't gonna want you. Now, that's if you got money or not. But in his case, he had the money and he had the status. I told you guys before about the status. Like a lot of females would just throw everything away if you just have status over anything else. But he has money and status. You know, he's an engineer, I believe, for NASA. He works for NASA. He's some kind of engineer. So I'm pretty sure the guy's not making 150. I'm assuming he's making a little bit more than that. I talked to a lot of people that's from there, and the average pay is 125 or something like that working at NASA. So, you know, that's good money, you know what I mean? And, they're not working 12s, so that's cool, you know what I mean? It's not a lot, but it's cool. But if anything, he's probably making more than that. But I know he's making, 150 the minimum. So anyway, the guy, looks good. Dude look good. Young guy, he's making the 6 figures. And he's an engineer for NASA. So there you go. Peep this. All the women are suing him, or they tried to sue, they dropped the case. I'm gonna say this, man, because I know it happens, but this thing, the women that lies about it always make it, they make it worse for the women who actually fell victim to SA. So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say, I don't know the guy, I wasn't there. If it really happened, Where are the police reports? Where's the police reports? Cause remember, now they know they all got together. Now they suing him. They try to sue him together, which is, where's the individual police reports? Because if it actually was happening, they would have picked him up by the first, off the first lady that he attacked. So the guy went on social media and he was just running through them. Not social media, I mean the dating sites just running through them. We all know the dating sites are trash, right? Now you might get a good one, but let's be honest, everybody knows it's trash. Everybody knows you go on there for hookups or some weird stuff. So the guy, instead of him getting married, I tell you guys all the time, don't get married. The guy's not a dummy because he's an engineer, right? So obviously he's damn sure not a simp. He's out there just laying the pipe down on him. So he knew, okay, in my situation, my status, and my financial level, that anything I get with is just gonna be straight up for my money. That's it. So he already knew what it was, and he just used his situation to benefit him. Now, some people, well, females, will get upset, but at the end of the day, why are you getting upset? You already know what's going on. A lot of you females, all you want is money. You don't care about the dude. And then if he run out of money or you end up leaving or he end up leaving you, you'll find you another simp. That's all there is to it. Y'all just mad because he's not a simp. Now, how he went about it, I don't know. Me, I don't do the dating site no more. I was doing that when I was younger, but I wasn't just doing all that. I wasn't just running through them like that. I ain't have all them kind of women. I didn't even desire to have all them women. So some people get upset about it, some not. At the end of the day, you just mad he's not a simp. Now I'm gonna say this, if it really happened, he was out there just R-ing women on the weekends, on his lunch break, where are the police reports? So I guarantee you, without saying he's guilty and nothing like that, if a woman did accuse him of, SA, but they would have looked into it. And on top of that, I think he had dozens of females. He was just slaughtering it. He was just he was giving them that 30-minute Mustang in special. So he had dozens of females he was bending over. So with that being said, where are the dozens of police reports of SA? That's a telltale sign. That's a dead giveaway. If you fell victim of SA, now I know a lot of them don't report it, but for you to report it decades later, like in a lot of cases, you'll hear about certain celebrities, they got a case that popped up that happened 30, 40 years later. That's nah, I'm not believing that. Now I know some women don't report it, but if that was the case, why haven't you, where's the police reports, the individual police reports? Especially now on social media, y'all love putting stuff on social media. So where's that? For y'all to get together and want to sue him, that was weird within itself. It's like, nah, why would you, that's the thing, he wasn't a simp. So they got mad, they found out that, the agent dude was bending them over, for the free 99, or he probably was taking them to Chick-fil-A and then, getting unlimited blowjobs or whatever his routine was. And on top of that, he was recording it. So I'm like, damn, this dude, he wilding, he wilding. he might got an OnlyFans, so he was wilding. He was wilding. You can tell he's young because all the stuff he was doing. Then he was, he had he's trying to be a inspiring rapper or something like that. And I'm like, I'm not mad at him. He living his life. He don't have any kids. He's not tied down. He living his life. Now, somebody in his situation, some people would say, oh, he should have did it privately. He should have just hired escorts and just did it like that. I understand that, but I'm not saying that it's an age limit with that, but normally dudes who hire escorts are old dudes, specifically old white dudes who do that. So this is a young guy with a lot of money. He not gonna do that. He on the road. He gonna get on this them dating sites. Hey, I got all this money. I do this for a living. Let's hang out. The females already know what's up, and he just go to the next, on to the next. This is what it is. So for the escorts, he could have did that, but that's normally for old white dudes. Not saying old white dudes in general, but just old dudes, overall. So for him doing that, I'm not surprised, but it's like, well, he ain't getting none of them pregnant. He ain't over here just giving them the dot slow or nothing like that. So he just out there just having fun. Again, women don't like accountability because at the end of the day, he didn't force these women to get bent over. They just played the game. Only difference is they lost the game. That's why they tried to sue him, because they lost the game. They tried to play him. He didn't allow them to play him. He just used them for what they was, 304s, and then he went on to the next. Because at the end of the day, he already knew, okay, if I ain't had this money and this status, a lot of times he ain't got the status. Some females, they want both. So if he ain't had the money and the status, then they wouldn't be messing with him. They know that. He know that. They all know that. They just mad because they lost the game. So what are we talking about? Now again, like I said, I don't know none of them. Not saying it didn't happen, but if it did happen, I'm all about the proof. Show me the proof. Give me the evidence. If it really happened, where's the police reports of SA? And I'm gonna say this too, just because you make a police report about it, don't mean it actually happened. But at least have some kind of credibility to your story. Like, okay, well, I did file a police report about it. Okay, cool. None of them females filed a police report about it. They just found out. They just got mad because they were losing the game. And they all found out. They all got together for some reason. I don't know what it is with y'all females like being friends with, the baby daddy, the ex-boyfriends. Y'all just like being friends. It's weird. It's like, I never understood that. But you get mad when he cheat on you with another female, but when you find out, you end up being friends with that female he cheated on you with. It's weird. It's like, just go ahead and just get together and, and live a happy life. It don't make any sense. Y'all sharing them anyway. You know what I mean? Y'all sharing them anyway. It don't make any sense. So why are you mad and you know about it? There was so many females that get cheated on by their boyfriends. Like they knew the girl. It's like, okay, you cheat. Why are you mad? It's either you gonna leave or just deal with it. Don't act like you mad. You're not mad. You just want somebody to feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for you. That's all there is to it. So anyway, I don't hate the guy. I don't feel bad for the females and nothing like that. At the end of the day, the reason why they tried to sue him, it didn't work because they lost. They lost. Now, I guarantee you, if he was a sucker, you would never hear about this. He can still be doing the same thing, but instead of him like just humping and dumping them, he over there just tricking on them. You wouldn't have heard nothing about it. They wouldn't have got together and tried to sue him. Nah, because he was a sucker. If he was a sucker, that never would have happened. But since he wasn't, they got mad, and then now, okay, let's sue him so we get some money. Instead of y'all, if that really happened, y'all would have been pushing, y'all would have been going to the police station and filing reports about him. But none of y'all did that. Y'all just want to get together and sue him for what? For money. So I think they let him go. I think I watched another story. I think they said they let him go or something like that. But at the end of the day, it was messy. I'll tell you that. You just can't just be running through, all these females and thinking ain't gonna be no consequences. Even though, he didn't do nothing wrong. But somebody on your level, you can't be doing like that. You can't, because at the end of the day, when they get mad, 'cause they will, they gonna try to get you fired and stuff like that. Now, if you was a Poogie or a Ray Ray or somebody like that, or a Chan, that wouldn't have mattered because you ain't got nothing. You over there just you just a bum that just sleep with a whole bunch of females, which a lot of females like, even though they act like they don't. That's what they used to. But if you was just a bum or loser, it wouldn't been no problem because you had nothing to lose, right? You don't have no job, you don't have no car, you don't have no money. So they wouldn't have been a problem. But since they know you have status and money, at the end, like divorce, they want to get your money. They want your status. So, it is what it is, man. Like I said, I don't feel bad for them. They knew what it was. Only reason why they got mad because they lost the game. They thought he was a trick, and he wasn't a trick. Or a simp, and he wasn't a simp. That's the only thing about it. But, that happens all the time, man. But, for guys, on that level, you just got to be careful because you got a lot to lose. And remember, they ain't got nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose. If they was worse, I'm going to say this again before I end the video. If they was, if they was a prize, they was worth something, they'll be in a relationship. They'll be married. I guarantee you, majority of them was baby mamas. Because that's really all that's on the damn dating sites. 98% of them ain't nothing but baby mamas. And then the rest of them lie about not being baby mamas. But yeah, like 98% of them are baby mamas. If that, they just fatbacks, or they both. Or if they do look somewhat decent, they all messed up mentally. So that's all there is to it, man. Like, I feel bad for them hoes. That's what it is. Like, you know what it was. You got mad because he wasn't a simp. And now you trying to get some money out of him. That's all there is to it. But what they call it, women empowerment or whatever. But anyway, if you guys heard about this, well, I dropped the video finally. So I gave y'all what y'all asked me for. I'm dropping videos. So, after watching the video, you think the guy was wrong or right, either way, I'm not going to judge you. I'm just giving you my perspective about it. You know, I've been out there for real, so I know how it is, you know, but at the end of the day, they played themselves. So what's your thoughts about it? You know, at the end of the day, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and no matter what, always take your peace, your pockets, and your purpose.